let's go.
They banned the IO Razor though, which is the opener for PUCKCHAMP they'd had the most success with. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was honestly really surprised. I remember when it first happened, I was telling Cap, like, Cap, you suck. This hero sucks, you know? And because we literally watched another team like fail to play against Razor early pick because they just picked counters, like heroes that just like ran away. But then PUCKCHAMP made it look amazing. They had the most solid IO Razor performance of all time. I was like, this hero is actually push on Riposhka Bane. And then I don't know, like I was a super big believer. I think Team Spirit, they were saying, Riposhka was saying that they prepare and get ready for every single match. Like they take everything seriously. They're not underestimating anyone. Like humbleness you talked about, it's here. Look at these bands already. I mean, it's like basic preparation, you know, technically. But like we've seen some other teams that like.
Sorry.
What's your mouth, Avo?
Sorry.
dare you?
I just came out.
Oh.
Where did that come from? The Shadow Feed, I'm sorry. It was the fear.
But this is the respect we talked about. They're banning the Razor and they're banning the IO. They say, you're good at this, we respect that, we're banning it. We're going to play our game, we're going to make you try something else, and we're going to tackle it best we can.
This
is actually such an insane opener for PUCKCHAMP. Like they just picked like 2 cores first phase. SF when the opposing team can like have an instant counter pick and like you know. It's just nuts.
This is
but I think they're usually picking that core in the first phase. Like typically it's the Razor, but with IO Razor banned, maybe SF is just their next best strats, and they're just like, we gotta pick it or it's banned.
Bro, no, it's just pause for Shadow Fiend. It's like they were like, okay, you've heard of
what's
Dark.
the theory about
You've heard of Dark Willow Fear Ultimate, but have you heard of Shadow Fiend Ultimate Fear?
It's the same, yeah.
It's the same thing.
Why would you not pick the Willow for that?
The thing is, the Willow has 2 ultimates though. SF has 1.
Exactly. Why need 2 ultimate when 1 ulti do trick?
But Willow has 2 ultimates. One does the same trick, and the other does totally different. So you just have more spells.
Turn to battle.
So you can pick Willow and just use only the.
No need to. Only one.
Okay.
Alright. In a genuine note, though, this is always an SF4. You mock analyst.
How dare you?
This is clearly for mid. Picking SF this early, we saw some Empire doing something similar. Not much success there. Young G is a good SF player, but is it ever warranted to pick him this early?
If anything, Mars might be flexed. I've seen some support. Mars is, I don't know, maybe that's what they want to do.
Yeah, he was played 5 in SA for a while.
Shadow Fiend can go carry, can go mid. Pretty nice. I like the Spirit Breaker pickup in response. I mean, usually I like to think of what they're thinking of further into their strat. I definitely think Spirit Breaker is, right now, a pick for Shadow Fiend. Because he is super vulnerable mid hero, he can die really easily to a gank. Spirit Breaker makes that happen. He has no way to defend himself. Love it.
Yeah, and I think we saw them playing SF in their previous year. I remember thinking like, oh, you know, it's just SF player likes to play, and here he must really like to play, and they must really think it's good. Strength of SF, just good laning hero, doesn't have any losing jobs. Spirit aren't going to counter pick it, and I guess as a team, maybe most likely if this team's been with it a bunch and having, they just feel like coming to game 1 against Spirit, they rather than play them straight up, they're just going to bust out a mid SF first 2.
Well, there's by Spirit.
Confidence, baby.
For sure, if you're versing Spirit, you don't have. It's anything. What you're saying is a really good point.
Yeah.
You got to play with confidence.
You know exactly what they want to do. I like it. They were like, all right, guys, if they ban Razor, let's just bang out the SF. Like, we're feeling good.
Yeah.
And Mars is just so solid all around. It's not like you're lacking in any area by having him.
At the end of the day, they have second pick, so usually in this second pick phase, you're the one getting most of your heroes. Kind of like your opponents always get to see what you're taking. Your mid and your offlane are gonna get counter. So they're just like, let's just pick him earlier, and then they get counter picked earlier. You know?
I mean, yeah. No, wait, no. PUCKCHAMP have last pick.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right, but that means they're going to give their really good game set support.
What are their carries?
Well, no, usually you have to pick either one of your cores here third that gets counter picked. So there's like, screw it, we'll do it soon. I guess.
But they're just throwing out twice. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, they definitely didn't need to open. But SF is in Europe East at least being picked quite often. And Team Spirit, they were picking it too. I think Toronto Tokyo was playing it. So maybe they're like, well, we're taking it from you. Because there's obviously a chance because Team Spirit have the first pick here, right? They have the last pick in the first phase, so they probably would have just taken SF.
Or if they, you know, like you mentioned, Spirit aren't underestimating them, they're doing their research. Maybe they research PUCKCHAMP like, we got a second phase ban SF. Their SF is so sick. Play against it.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think any of Spirit's research had saw them PUCKCHAMP picking SF first phase.
Yeah. That's true. I like that idea. Anticipate the draft, right? Because otherwise, obviously, 8th pick for 2nd pick is a really powerful. Yeah, I mean they do play it. It's a really powerful. it's a really powerful SF pick, right, Dave? Because you already usually know somewhat the mid matchup or somewhat the supports, and you can protect the last two bans. But you know what? I am all for this working. I'm really excited to see this. PUCKCHAMP was always the innovative team in Div 2 when they started, and I think they're still that way.
And there is some merit to giving supports like good hero matchups.
I agree.
Sometimes seeing enemy heroes and getting to like 4th or 5th pick hero support on your, in terms of where your pick order can suddenly set them up to have a really good game, even for 4th position.
And that was the Dazzle problem actually earlier. We talk always about you can't build something around like a support draft. It is so hard because you pick him so early, but if you just pick him second pick, then you can actually do some more unique supporting.
Yeah, and can I say I like
what?
Team Spirit? Dude, I don't...
More unique supporting!
Is it support Mars then?
Don't know what's we don't know what's going on, guys.
Or carry SF.
Just let it happen. Just let it happen. I think Team Spirit's support bans are actually really nice because I feel like we're talking about the supports that have like such a good turnaround, having a later pick. Shadow Demon is one of those. Techie is another one. If you have a draft that isn't like built to deal with those, they can be very disruptive. So I like those ideas. Yeah, no. In regards to what's happening with PUCKCHAMP,
let's just wait. Yeah, let's
it's
hop on the Magic School Bus and wait to see where we go.
Can they please pick Storm Spirit and Void Spirit as our last two heroes or something like? Maybe like a Terrorblade.
Phantom
They're just gonna confuse.
Theoretically, those could be the 3 cores.
Yeah.
Theoretically,
SF carry,
Volker could be 4th position. Mars could be 5. I've seen 5 Mars. That's the SA Dota thing. I've seen Beast Coast do that, I want to say.
Under Predator were the big guys that do it. They loved it. Yeah.
10 seconds
PA comes out. I think PA's been talked about a bit as like just one of the carries that's pretty good against Mars at most stages of the game. Say like a hard counter, but at least you feel like it's a good matchup for.
I like that. I agree. Because it's pretty much her and Luna, right? But Luna pigeonholes you a lot into one style. PA's lane is fine, and the mid game you can always blink out of the arena, which is a big point for any melee carry. Because you want to be melee in the mid game, man. So that's the one big thing.
I think against SF we've seen like this. You want to have some kind of way to jump. As far as the carry matchup, I got to assume SF is either mid or carry.
That might be Dawn Tokyo's pick as a potential. Yeah.
I think OD's best. He's mid. Offlane is. We saw the OD pudge 3 games in a row from Div 2, but I think OD's a good hero now.
I'm trying to like see the synergy in the draft, and I'm like struggling with it. So like if Bane for Spirit, and I mean PUCKCHAMP, I don't know what's going on. I don't want to try. But Spirit. So like with Spirit, right? When I see Bane, I think of setup, and then I'm thinking, okay, Spirit Breaker can connect to someone that Bane fights, so that's cool. Okay, no mind. I'm finding the synergy as we talk it through. And the PA has the jump. Right. They have so many ways to all get onto someone here so far. It's really nice. My only problem is early game damage is missing, and I'm not sure OD fills that.
You don't think the Meteor Hammer, like you get that 8-9 minutes in, it's like a 600 damage combo.
Don't we hate that Meteor Hammer build? I feel like
it's the only. Oh, it's the only build, right? What else do you get?
Dragonlance Witchwood.
Yeah, it's like
100% Meteor Hammer.
There were mixed ideas on
all the ODs that have been winning lately are all Meteor Hammer.
Yeah.
I think the value is you rush this ring of health and it makes you good, and then you get the Meteor Hammer.
Watch Spirit not do it this game and then own.
I'm gonna look
like,
so
wow,
dumb. I know. I'm
so stupid.
I'm willing to look like an idiot.
Okay.
That's courage.
I've been doing casting Dota for over 10 years now. You know, I've lost count how many times I've looked like an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know. I mean,
I'll shave my head if he doesn't go.
It should be the right.
Oh!
I will shave my head if he does not go Meteor Hammer.
If he goes Meteor Hammer, will you shave your head, Cheapo?
Nah, because I think it's the right play.
Oh, I see.
No.
Dire team back.
I'll instantly get better at Dota. I saw you. Yutori shaved his head. You know.
Everyone is now dyeing their hair in preparation for TI because by the 3rd major you have to shave it, right?
Yeah. So I think if OD doesn't go Meteor Hammer, then they lack Tower Push and they lack.
Team Spirit
stun and damage. Yeah, I think like it kind of. He needs that. If he doesn't, I'll be really concerned. I don't know what hero they can pick that would give them tower damage in general, blah blah.
Especially because they've already picked the cat. See that ability to take objectives, kill towers.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, PA needs like a Deso to do Roche and take objectives.
5 seconds remaining.
It just feels like a. I'm just worried because if Spiritbringer comes in mid with a charge, are they doing enough damage with OD if he goes Astral build? I mean, they were kind of relying on here like another bash or something. Breaker. The gank seems a little hard, but maybe not.
It's Invoker, it's impossible. You tornado.
It's Invoker, yeah.
There's no way that gank is happening. If it's FS, I think he just dies anyway, right?
Yeah. Maybe this is even going to be a core Spirit Breaker like we've seen before, and they just pick a 4 hero on last pick.
Honestly,
Team
Spirits
Spirits, turn to pick.
And from what we're seeing, it's just the order they pick the heroes. Usually you see Mars Snapfire picked first phase, then into the Invoker, then Invoker SF I guess is a bit weird because they're both kind of mid lanes, but we've seen a lot of the SF carry.
PUCKCHAMP think this is offlane OD, they're banning mids.
That makes sense, because if they're also planning on putting the SF carry, right, that's where you would probably put the OD to respond.
OD offlane, Meteor Hammer even more likely, maybe?
Yes. If it's offlane 100%.
I think Invoker would have been really nice for Spirit as well if they hadn't picked up PUCKCHAMP, because it's like one of those heroes that has a lot of kill potential on mid with Spirit Breaker.
You're correct.
Also can fulfill that, yeah. Okay, definitely with Spirit Breaker and Ember together, I think they destroy Shadow Fiend if he's mid, but I don't think they're going to do that at this point.
You may now select
Looks like it's
your
going to be like
heroes.
Invoker 4.
This Mars is 5.
Oh no, Invoker
Mars is 5.
Mars 5. Nice, okay.
Carry Shadow Fiend. Nice.
How do I think about this? I think Underlord is going to have a fine lane, but he's not going to make plays. They're going to rely on a 5 position 6 time, which is kind of weird. Youngji should be able to put pressure on the map with Quaswex, and I don't know how much Team Spirit care. Like, Spirit Breaker, I don't think he even dies to that. Does PA care too much either? Maybe when he gets Vessel. It seems weird to me, both drafts, but I'm very excited to see how it plays out.
Right, I like that mentality. Gods, are you on the same train?
Side. I like this Underlord pick a lot. Very good. That makes Spirit Breaker, Ember's life very difficult.
10
I
seconds
think if
remaining.
you're ever ready for this carry SF, that's partly why they want that OD in the offlane with the Spirit. That's the lane where they can't cancel the charge, theoretically. SF is going to get charged with OD following it up, early Hammer. I think Spirit's going to make it. I think PUCKCHAMP plays. I'm excited. I like both drafts.
I do like both drafts, yeah. I see like a lot of good points on both. Like some have good lanes, some have good team fight. Like, oh.
I like this because, you know, panelists are often supposed to predict, but sometimes it's nice to just remember that you're also fans, that you're here to watch the game and enjoy some great Dota. As Eastern philosopher Lao Tzu would used to say, just get carried, let life take you, and be one with the universe. But it's a nicer way of being one with the universe is when you have the dulcet tones of Cap's voice in your mind, reminding you of the great plays that are happening. So please take it away, Cap and Fear.
You know, Avo, you keep buttering me up like that. I'll make sure the Talon Cabal gets you to every single event you could possibly hope for. Fear, this is the hype series of the day. Team Spirit TI winners versus PUCKCHAMP, who I personally am most excited. Like, Team Spirit, of course, they're going to cream everybody, but PUCKCHAMP, for me personally, I love watching these guys right now. I think they're playing some sick Dota. What do you think?
Hello, mic test, 1, 2, 3.
Prepare for battle.
No worries. We'll give you a little bit of time here. As I've been able to hear you, but you might have been muted over for the productions. But, you were just talking about the fact that you've been fans of PUCKCHAMP for a while because TI Thunderbird. You were saying PUCKCHAMP wasn't one of the teams that I'm presuming you guys scrimmed or something. It certainly shows a lot of motivation, and it seems to have paid off as they've been starting this this DPC season. They've been looking very, very hot. They've already claimed a couple of scalps to their name, and both teams, by the way, start off with 5-man spokes, and now we're both sitting in the river, spamming the stickers, making good use of the fan packs that Valve recently put into the game, and loving the fact that, you know, we got all the teams being represented here. We got T1, we got OG, Quincy Crew is in the mix here. Everybody's being represented in this Eastern European matchup, so we gotta love. I love the fact that Dota's so international, man.
The battle begins.
XD. XD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's fair enough. The I think I was trying to hype Sheepstick up on the safe lane SF as well, because I've run into it a couple times and I'm just like, man, this hero actually just carries games, and we're gonna see it here. The Krillat, we'll see whether or not he's gonna be able to carry PUCKCHAMP. But of course, I was very excited because I was like, I saw the EG game earlier against Black and Yellow, and they drafted a safe lane SF, and I was like, I'll be able to reference this when I go on panel. EG did pick it. They obviously believed in it. I'm not sure if they believe in it anymore after their loss to Black and Yellow. Shout out to those guys, by the way. It's a sick upset from Black and Yellow. Really happy for them to be able to get that. But yeah, they lost with the safe lane SF, so maybe that's not a good sign for the hero.
Yeah, once you got outside the laning stage, it scales like a beast with all the talents, especially, right? You got the 25 attack speed talent, the presence affects buildings, so you can actually be a building hinder. And it just keeps scaling. Level 20 talent, great as well.
Dire's top tower.
He hits like a truck, that's for sure.
There's a lot of supports that are very meta right now, especially in Eastern Europe, that work very well with it. We saw like Bane, for example, like Nightmare into straight up Requiem. That's, you know, an auto kill on most heroes. We've got Snapfire being very meta right now. That chaining of negative armor, as you said, like he could be a building hitter, and with those two minus armors combined, it also means supports and even cores can just get crushed by it. But there's certainly some downsides to it, right? It is still ultimately one of those heroes that is very glass cannon.
Yeah, I was wondering what people do a response when you see this SF carry, and Spirit Breaker comes to mind. I was wondering if they do it, and they did it. It's a hero that just has no ability outside of the pike to cancel the charge. Just get on top of him, make his life a living hell. So I was disconnected a little bit trying to fix my mic, so I didn't really see the landing setup, but interesting enough, they kind of put their carry in the off lane, right? And then they put the OD in the safe lane. I think they're just trying to dodge the PA Underlord matchup here.
Yeah, I have to imagine they would not be happy about having that matchup, and this also sets up OD in a better lane as well, right? OD always succeeds more in his laning phase when he's up against a melee hero, right? Because he could really abuse that imprisonment without being out of position, and then once he gets his Meteor Hammer, it is going to be heavy kill threat. Fortunately, God's hair is going to be saved today, as he bet his hair that Meteor Hammer was going to be picked up by OD. Let me just say, Gods, I have seen an OD or two not go Meteor Hammer, so I'm not sure if you want to keep making that bet. I'm just saying, I would love another.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah. I would love to see what God's
Meteor
like
Hammer, but yeah, the God's no hair.
I wonder. I don't know. What are your thoughts on OD? I'm not super sold on it just because I feel like it's so one-dimensional. Because we haven't seen a build that works besides Meteor Hammer.
Well, that's fine. It's, as long as the build works, right? Like, you watch off-laners, like, Sand King goes dagger every game, but, you know, it works. Yeah. So as long as it's working, but he needs to play with... He's not a space hitter, right? So if you're going to play him on 3, you kind of need that spirit mid. Around Tokyo's first up top.
Yeah, they managed to pick up that one, but it looks like the SF may be traded back as Yutaro is going to be able to get that last dagger. Still, though, maybe for the first blood gold, it's worth it to be able to trade support for core. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I think both carries are happy with this. Yeah, because he did get the gold, but that's solo XP going to PA, so... Honestly, it might be better for PA, because she's going to hit level 5 here. And once you finish her shreds, also a hero that can just get on top of that stuff. That's the name of the game, right? Get on top of him, do the damage, range drop.
Bash back, Astral is going to die. Mira showing up with the Spirit Breaker, helping OD win his lane. Yeah, can even help pressure Malik a little bit. Right now, the OD and PA are top CS on the board right now, so these side lanes are going very, very well for Team Spirit.
Yeah, the fear I had about this SF being weak in the early is kind of like being proven here as well.
Radiant
like his early game just seems so weak. Like he's even versus a PA, he's struggling, and that says a lot, right? He's not really known for her laning prowess.
Yeah, certainly. keeps on getting daggered, and with the early orb of corrosion, it's making this SF look pretty sad. DPC, he gets jumped on and almost killed, in fact, as back over to bottom lane. Collapse with the Meteor Hammer is now just going to start dominating the matchup. This poor Underlord isn't going to be able to do a whole lot. Back over to top lane again. Once again, they're going on the SF, and this time he's going to go down. The last dagger, maybe. Oh, intercepted. Tornado EMP. Fortunately, Utoro is going to be able to blink away, saving his mana, saving his charged. But he's charged. And Mira just dove right past the tier 1 tower, so they know this charge is coming, but they may not be able to stop the pressure here, as behind the tier 1 tower, they're going to go for the dive here. Is there any helping hand? Mira, if he gets the bash, that's going to be enough to be able to get the kill, and he could probably still get out too. Back into the trees, Young G does not want to pursue.
XD.
I mean, it may seem like a lucky bash, but I think he would have just got slided by Ember if he didn't get bashed there, so dead either way.
Under attack.
But sometimes you get that bash when you want it.
It's not terribly surprising, but Team Spirit up by 2k in 6.5 minutes. The TI winners, they certainly
under attack.
Bounty!
Yeah, this is a crisp gameplay. They rotate top, Ember, Spirit Breaker takes mid, bottom's being pushed out. The only chance they have right now is on Collapse, but how are they going to kill him? They can't without Invoker. So Invoker TP top, so he can't be bottom. Now he's walking bottom. If Invoker doesn't get something done here, he's going to be really sad. He's been walking around for like a minute and a half doing nothing.
Yeah, what is a Quatswix Invoker without urn charges?
Yeah, that's
not a happy camper. Eucalyptus and Astral have been trying really hard for the last minute to make this gank work, and they finally do manage to get it. Spear midway through the Meteor Hammer, and should be a kill. Uh-oh. Are they going to run out of damage? Oh, dear, they are. Charges are going to come through from Mira. Collapse is already out. He can try and go back in 5 seconds. In fact, Utoro, he shows up, keeping their distance, waiting to poke and poke until there is a hero low enough to be able to commit, and it's going to be showing it now. Meteor Hammer, Astral. He's gonna fall, he's gonna die, and Eucalyptus running forward. I don't think you can do anything to collapse here. You don't have the nukes for it. He throws out the spear, does manage to land it. Young G and Malik need to be able to get here fast. Turns around, throws out the ultimate, but the damage is there. They finally get the kill they were looking for that entire time. Collapse falls. Utoro is level 6 and was hoping for a crit or two to be able to kill Malik. Finally gets it now. Is he gonna jump? He's gonna jump. Young G's ready to pounce in return, and that was actually quite a sick bait. Risky as hell, but ultimately it gets the carry of Team Spirit kill.
Yeah, that was a little greedy there, but I respect it, you know. But the one thing you'll see that Team Spirit does that is really good is they're very efficient. You see Bane was farming the whole time, so was Ember. There was no part of the map that was being unfarmed by Team Spirit. So even though there was a lot of skirmishing going down there, PUCKCHAMP committed 4 heroes to all of that. Meanwhile, Bane has just been getting levels on top lane, and Ember's been chipping at this mid tower.
It's like Team Spirit have shifts. Like these heroes work in shifts where it's like, okay, you got farm, you're strong now, you're gonna go fight a little bit while somebody else recovers, and they're just constantly rotating that shift. Like it's obvious the first time you do it. Okay, carry or some core feels strong right now, he's gonna rotate. Mid laner rotates out of mid lane, some support takes over for him. But with Team Spirit, it's like constantly going, and it just feels like they're always able to play aggressive against you, and as you say, still be very efficient around the map.
Yeah, it was a bit surprising to see Toro be the one to TP and be part of that skirmishing and have the Bane free farming, but
yeah,
it'll pay off later when you see this Bane actually has some levels and gets gripped.
For now,
he'll be getting killed.
Yeah, Mapushka goes down, as does Mira. Mira actually dies in the bottom lane, as looks like they tried to get the kill on SF, got super low, but not quite enough. On to Tokyo, hunting for that last hit, doesn't actually find it either.
I have not seen this Ember Spirit build before. He's went Falcon Blade.
Yeah.
He's went Falcon Blade into BKB. Huh. Interesting. We'll see what the idea behind this is. 4 mana, some HP, some damage.
That feels like a very brawling build, would you say? Like he just wants to fight early, right? That's what most
Dire's
Falcon
middle
blades say to
tower
me.
is under attack.
But most people get the Orb of Corrosion for that, but he's like bypassing that. He's got the Blightstone.
Yeah.
We'll see how it plays out. It's just unique.
Radiant's
You know,
middle
it's pretty
tower
standard
is
on
under
Young
attack.
Chi over here with the Phosphox Invoker going for the Spirit Vessel right away. The only variations you see sometimes are the Midas after the urn. Which I wouldn't mind of this game either, because it's not particularly an amazing Vessel game. It's good damage, but there's nothing strictly countering, right?
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower.
And he is
And you've got some
far behind.
You've got some decent setups for Cataclysm later on. The Spear and Underlord, perhaps with the Pit of Malice.
Radiant
PA
are
is a great
scanning.
hero to be able to burst down with magic damage, pure damage.
So do you know if all the ODs are going to 3-point because they don't have to time their spell, or is this mathematically the best build?
Radiant's
Oh,
middle
sorry, you're
tower
talking about
is
the
under
3 points in
attack.
Astral Imprisonment? Is that what you're
Yeah, because like the reason why you can do this is you instantly channel hammer afterwards,
Yep.
and it'll always hit, right? But
Dire's top
it's
tower
not that
is
hard
under
with 4
attack.
points either. You just have to wait 1 second and then do it. But I wonder if it's just easier to do, and you don't lose much damage anyway by putting more in orb. Sorry.
I have found, I'm speaking from being on the opposite side of the OD, is that it just means less time for them to set up, which means less time for support to get there to stop you from being able to imprison you. You know, like that awkward setup, that 1 extra second just means more time for somebody to be able to rotate in and potentially stop that Meteor Hammer from going off. And once you stop the Meteor Hammer, then a lot of OD just kind of falls by the wayside early, right?
Yeah, I can see that. It's a lot of damage though for that last point, but I see that logic. It's working out this game for him. He's
Radiant's bottom tower
top of
is
the
under
CS
attack.
right now. Still farming like a beast. Only one little behind in the net worth is Ember, but you know, you don't really mind if your Ember is the lowest of your cores in a game like this.
Yeah, for sure. Meanwhile, on the other side, PUCKCHAMP, like, they're definitely minding the fact that SF is the lowest of the cores. He's built up a mask of madness and is just trying to hit neutral creeps, but it's this is not the hero you want behind. This is a carry that kind of wants to stay ahead of people. And it all just started with that very awkward laning phase.
I'm wondering if that's even true though, because I don't really know how you get ahead with this new SF. It's like you're not going raises, and you're like putting points in the stats, right? And he got 1 value point in the Shadow Race to kind of offset the laning stage, right? Which I thought about as well, but it didn't work. So he's just gonna keep hitting creeps, and then at some point, he's getting Alacrity that with MKB, and he'll actually shred this PA. Top lane real quick.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Okay.
attack.
Bane's Grip, they do manage to chase back Collapse here. The Spear's going to be able to stop Bane from that Fiend's Grip. They're going to be able to get both of these kills very nicely rotated by PUCKCHAMP and keeping themselves within shooting distance of the TI champs. They're not letting Team Spirit run away with a magnificent lead. I will say the one thing about the SF carries that I've seen a lot more of them go the Aura right away.
Dire's bottom
And
tower
I
is
feel
under
like part of that
attack.
is just their 5. I'm not sure if Mars was really able to take advantage, because I've just seen they go the Aura and then their support kind of wins the lane for them off of the
Dire's
fact
bottom
that they're all
tower is under
missing,
attack.
you know, 4 armor, which is
Yeah, it's a
usually for
ton.
many heroes it means they're into negative or they have nothing.
Yeah, that's what I was theory crafting. I was like, what if Mars goes Blightstone before level 1 and just uses his shield to just smash them, you know, on the side? Might do
Yeah,
some
yeah.
damage. It could have been.
That's what I thought they were going to do. Go Aura, God's Rebuke level 1 and
Radiant
just start
structures are
laying,
fortified.
just smashing them. But
Anyway, didn't happen, unfortunately. So now their group up is 5 mid. What is the timing here for this? No grip? Is that what triggered this? 5-man mid? Oh, collapse TP top, I think. That was the trigger.
Oh, you're right. But they couldn't really make anything happen, so Collapse is like, okay, I don't need to rotate back to mid. You guys aren't really doing anything. Young
That's
G
pretty
now
quiet
going back
game.
to the home.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like what the next item timing is going to be for either team here. And I don't think either of them have a clear item timing, right? Like PA's going for Battle Fury. She's going to sit in triangle. Underlord, he's got his Yules. He's okay just defending towers. Invoker, he's got some Vessel charges. I guess they'll try hit this tier 1 bottom.
Radiant's
And we'll see if they want to defend on this. Just let it go.
At this point, probably, I mean, we can see that they're going to let it go, but I imagine if you're the PA side with a Battle Fury, you're pretty chill, right? Like, you don't need to make any team fights happen that aren't clearly advantageous. Mira kind of poking at the mid lane while this bottom lane tower is pushed in. Collapse with a Meteor Hammer should be one hit away. One more Meteor Hammer, rather, from being able to bring that tower.
Yep, they used the glyph for it. It was a good read, because normally you want to make a trade at all points in the game in Dota. So they saw their tier 1 box going down, so they're all super around middle.
Dire's middle
They got it.
has fallen.
Blink Dagger is up. This is a very farmed OD.
Yeah, he's massive.
Treads Blink Meteor Hammer at 16 minutes. Going for the Ags next. Very good save against the Mars if he stays back. Not so good against Underlord though, or maybe that's why they picked this Underlord. Seems like an interesting counter to the OD.
I wonder if I wonder how many bad imprisonment saves do you need on the enemy team for you to go the shard? So people can actually.
Does that work with the allies? Because I thought I tried it before and I couldn't move.
Scanning.
Yes.
says.
You should be able to. I'm not sure what the conditions are when it stops. Tornado. Ooh, just misses. Maposhka dances away through the trees. Is not going to be able to make it out, but PUCKCHAMP had to work pretty hard to be able to get that kill. And now look for Mira, caught him inside the arena. And missed the spear, doesn't really matter, should still die, and they'll take this mid-tier 1 tower. So PUCKCHAMP striking back, just killing supports, but this mid tower is still important to be able to claim. The problem is, you said it really well, Team Spirit's just so efficient.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up just now. It's like, just because that happened, a lot of worse teams, like, PUCKCHAMP made a good play there, no doubt, but it takes a lot of discipline, and sometimes to even be a TI winner, you know, to like figure out that a fight is lost, let's not make it worse. Oftentimes you'll see more people TP into that fight and they'll lose more, right? But they just cut their losses there. They let those two die, they're like, okay, this fight is awful, and they just kept farming. They kept pushing bot, they kept pushing top, and in return, they didn't really lose much of a net worth for losing their tier 1 mid and 2 heroes.
And as a result, they're going to have some very fast BKB timings as Yotaro is closing in on his. We already have it on Toronto Tokyo, and that's why he's being hyper aggressive right now in the enemy jungle. He's got Mira to be able to follow him up. The tornado landed on Toronto Tokyo, but the charge through is what catches Young G. TPing in SF. And this is what you're talking about, of just letting your losses go. Ooh, the pit into the fear, but Toronto Tokyo is not tanking. Oh. He had the mana to throw out remnants and jump, but Toronto Tokyo played it a little bit too long there, maybe underestimating that minus armor and physical damage.
Yeah, a bit of a blunder there. I think he was trying to save it for another slight or something, but a little awkward.
Astral actually leading off with the U-Holes, might have been able to catch Collapse, but unfortunately the rest of the team was not close enough there. Not yet, anyway. Main script. Anybody to be able to save this? Collis can go for the arena if he wants to. Oh, geez, they dropped the ultimate, but Collapse is going to be in some trouble here with the arena on out. The Underlord was not going to be able to save there. They can still clean up these extra supports, so this is great for PUCKCHAMP. Very, very nice fight for them, as they just, I guess, kind of baited out the Underlord, and everybody from PUCKCHAMP was still around.
Yeah, that Yules ended up saving him and bought just enough time for his team to come in. They're honestly like outplaying them right now. I think Team Spirit's trying to like play with the bare minimum numbers.
Top tower is
try to be more farm efficient, but they're feeding away too many kills. And PUCKCHAMP's really capitalizing on that.
I'm a big fan of this Yule's Underlord. I was watching the PUCKCHAMP replay that I missed earlier today, and I believe they also played Underlord with Yule's there. And maybe I've just missed something. Maybe this is more meta, but that was the first time I had seen it over like the Rod of Atos. And honestly, it makes way more sense just because there are so many more options for you. You can still do the same thing, pit Yule's into pit again. But it's also a save mechanism for yourself. It can be used offensively against certain good heroes, like Ember Spirit in this example.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, I watched that game. And I was wondering if he just did it. Oh, anyways, they're going in real quick.
They're going hard onto the SF, but okay, never mind. Mira managed to get the ultimate off, and that is what's going to bring down the SF. He said it's good anti-carry against the Shadow Fiend. We're seeing in action here. Ducalis throwing out the arena. Does manage to catch Mira inside of it, awkwardly enough, but missed everybody else. And they can't even commit for the Spirit Breaker because it's the PA and it's the OD they have to worry about. Toronto Tokyo coming in from behind is going to be able to chain the two supports up together and ensure that the rest of the Team Spirit can lay in the damage to win this fight cleanly. Getting the carry, getting the extra kills, and now just able to spread out across the map.
This is where it has to be a little nerve-wracking for PUCKCHAMP, because now finally Team Spirit is online. They got the BKB PA, and that's the first fight they've taken where they had the number advantage. And I imagine now that they have a 6k gold lead, they will continue every time this BKB is off cooldown to involve this PA. So fights from here on out will probably only get harder.
And I have no idea how an SF turns the game against PA. Like, if you're ahead, you're tanky enough to survive through initial initiation. You can get an NKB earlier, but when you're behind, I feel like you're just going to get blown up in 2 or 3 shots every time.
Especially because PA just hit level 18, and this SF is only sitting at level 13. So these crits are gonna shred. He has Mask of Madness going too. He doesn't even have any armor. It's scary, for sure.
And, well, Yutaro, honestly, the whole team be pretty fearless as whenever they pop their BKBs, not much can PUCKCHAMP do to stop them, but it's about to get even worse with an Aegis on Yutaro. So look for some big dives. Unfortunately, PUCKCHAMP is a little bit too late to the party with the smoke of theirs. And looks like they're maybe gonna wait out somebody showing in mid and try and go for a pick, but nothing is happening here yet.
Oh, he's got an Aegis now. This is like where you want to be as a PA, right? You got an Aegis, you got your Battle Fury BKB, and for Basher.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Perfect spot to be. I love the fact that Team Spirit were still cautious. Nobody from PUCKCHAMP was showing on the map for the longest time. Toronto Tokyo played it very conservatively, didn't try and push in mid aggressively or anything. The rest of the team all went top. They're playing behind the PA, getting the street tier 2. They'll take the outpost. They can rotate back to defend their own tier 2 if they want to, or they can even poke at high ground with a Meteor Hammer and force PUCKCHAMP, some of their heroes, to show inside of the base.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're gonna go for that ladder option here. Damage, it's gonna be a lot if PUCKCHAMP do not come back soon. Meteor Hammer plus the Orb of Corrosion. Toro is gonna be caught inside of the pit. Takes a little bit of damage, still has BKB and Aegis. So, at best, PUCKCHAMP, they want to be able to burn that first life for free, but Toro is able to back up. Basher complete. Deso up next. Mira walked into an awkward situation. Pit into Yules, into Pit again, but Malik seeing the damage coming in. Yutoro's here. They're going to try and get out real quickly with the ultimate, but it's not fast enough. Malik, the level 2 Dark Rift just took too long to be able to get the Uber ride out for the SF. And he's now gone. Team Spirit continue their assault on all these objectives. They may even try for a high ground push again. charge up to the top lane.
Has
Young
fallen.
G is able to get away. Looks like we lost Fear for a little bit. Not to worry, he'll be back soon to join us. I'm not sure if there's too much in-depth analysis to put into Team Spirit, just kind of rolling over PUCKCHAMP right now. PUCKCHAMP aren't really able to fight back. At the same time, they don't have the same kind of split push that maybe some of our other lineups that we saw before. So there's too many options here. Maybe when they get the Aghanim Scepter on Young G, they're 900 gold away from that one. And Minus is just sitting there off cooldown right now. He needs to be able to find that last bit of farm. Ooh, this is a nice pick off. They can get a collapse. The Meteor's going to drop. They're going to show themselves. DPC needs to get here quickly in order to stop Collapse from doing any more damage. Yules, oh no! Mistimed there. The Yules goes out as the Spear does with DPC. They throw out the Meteor, but he's already got the Shard on OD. He's going to be able to back away. Blinks out immediately after the imprisonment. Scot-free for him, and uh-oh, Yutaro's here now. Yutaro's here. He's got the Aegis. Surprised at the hesitance there. They go back for Astral, get that kill. Meanwhile, Toronto Tokyo is in deep here. Pops his BKB, reveals at least one. They're going to be able to stop Collins from TPing out. That's the 2 supports dead with the F-Sap in the back line. Krillev's not going to be able to get away. And hey, what's one more kill, Underlord? So 4 without losing the Aegis, without a hero even getting close to low. A bit of a bungle there from PUCKCHAMP. If they had maybe been able to catch Collapse with their combination, they could have gotten 1 kill, but sadly, they get absolutely nothing. A big Crusade out of that one. And, 16 to 14, kill score may be close. Net worth not at all. 15,000 net worth lead now for Team Spirit. You are back. Welcome back, sir.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Invisibility.
All right, looks like we're still having slight issues being able to get your audio onto the stream, but not to worry. We'll keep on. Honestly, this match may not be lasting too much longer with PUCKCHAMP. Right now, they're just setting up the guillotine, and PUCKCHAMP may have no choice but to lay their neck down on it. They're stuck inside their base, can't really get outside anywhere. Young G does have his Aghanim Scepter, but it's going to require a Dream Initiation for PUCKCHAMP, and I'm not sure how they get that without DPC having a Blink Dagger. All right, let's see. Fear will try again.
Yeah, let's keep going. Alright, what'd I miss? Anything interesting?
No, absolutely nothing interesting.
Just sitting in their base. Well, they're gonna try to smoke out now. They gotta do something, or the net worth lead is gonna keep growing.
Collis
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
sets up the ward on the high ground. I was saying they need a Dream Initiation for them to be able to get this Aghanim Scepter off. Glad does manage to get off the ultimate right as the Ember Spirit came in. He got feared, but they didn't get any chainstone off of it because the Ult Scepter once again from Astral. Now they're going to try and get out of this team fight, but it's already too late. We've seen time and time before. The damage comes too thick and too fast from the side of Team Spirit to let that Dark Rift go off in time. Another 4 dead for PUCKCHAMP. This time around, they kill the Bane. 1 for 4 as opposed to the 0 for 4 last.
XD.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, it's gonna look like that's all she wrote on this one. They already got the glyph, but that's all they got left here. The tornado. But all 3 lanes are pushing in, so they'll probably get 2 sides for this. And we'll see if PUCKCHAMP has the spirit to continue on.
Is looking at this game in hindsight for PUCKCHAMP, what would you say the biggest moment they could learn? What was the biggest mistake they made in this game?
This SF looked pretty bad. So if they want to early pick a carry, they need to find a way to make sure it doesn't have this bad of a game. Like, if you want to early pick your carry, you have to be super confident that it's going to have a game, no matter what. And it just looks so underwhelming in this game.
Yeah, we saw it all TI. Like, if you want to be able to beat Team Spirit, you can't let them just run away with the lane. Like, step 1, and pretty much did that this game, thanks to some interesting lane positions, being able to get their OD the safe lane, which put him in a nice matchup. Dodge the Underlord versus PA matchup as well, which is pretty rough for PA.
But that's kind of what I mean, though. Like, they got away with putting their PA in the offlane, right?
Yeah.
Normally, you don't get away with that unless there's a weak link there in your draft. So it just might be the understanding Team Spirit has, where, you know, a lot of teams when Clinks came out and it was really OP, nobody could lane against it. They didn't know how. But people realized that Clinks is not good versus tri-lane to build an aggro. So maybe it's a similar story here with the SF, where you can lane pretty much anything versus the SF in the early levels, and you just build an offlaner that can beat the enemy's offlaner, and you'll get a laning stage win.
I was gonna say, so I was just thinking of tri-lane. So you think PUCKCHAMP should have tri-lane like right away the moment they saw the lane setup? Because I'm not sure if having the Snapfire and with the Underlord really did too much for them. Whereas maybe they could have actually fought toe-to-toe in that top lane just between Snapfire and Mars.
It could have been an option, but SF has always generally been regarded as a hero that needs a lot of levels, right? So you don't really want to play into the tri-lane. But it might be different with this aura. There's just so many like question marks with side lane SF, right? Because we never see it. So I would have loved to see it, but he didn't get aura, right? So if he would have got that aura level 1 and they tri-laned, they might have done a really good job in that way, actually. Spirit Breaker
Dire's top barracks
does not
are under
contribute
attack.
that much to like these tri-lanes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they just got sacked on Underlord, but he got sacked anyway.
A tool to teach.
The aura plus Snapfire, you're going into like over -8 armor. The potential really strong, but Kolan is going to be in some trouble here. Jeez, look at that one dagger crit. Just a dagger crit from Yutoro is enough to be able to chunk down the HP of the SF and churn up PUCKCHAMP, what they're called GG. It's kind of been going this way for the last 20 minutes, maybe more. And PUCKCHAMP secure yet another victory here, or excuse me, Team Spirit. Team Spirit, I have to say, post-TI, I was wondering if they were going to be, you know, like taking their foot off the